And we are live. What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Showstopper, man, with the first episode of Talk That Talk. And you know what I'm saying? I got a group of soldiers with me, y'all, and I'm gonna let them introduce themselves and tell you what console of choice they are representing. And this is Talk That Talk. So I'm gonna start with my first. Go ahead, first guy.
This is
King.
Kingsman 2K, ladies and gentlemen. You can catch me on YouTube at Kingsman 2K. I'm an Xbox gamer, but I don't hate on your platform.
That's all right. Soldier number 2, go ahead with yourself.
Talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
Yo, what's good, YouTube? What's good, PlayStation Nation? It's your boy, Jay Bari, and I'm here, man. We gonna talk about it today.
Let's talk about it. That's my boy, Jabari, y'all. All right, number 3, let's go.
Hey, what's up, y'all? I'm Virus, man. I'm representing the Xbox, but I love all gaming, and I'm a hardcore gamer.
There you go. And all my last soldier, go ahead, and everybody should know this guy. He's been
What's
in the
up,
community for a while.
everybody? What's up? It's 78 at GN Tech TV. And what platform do I game on? Well, right now, currently, I game on PS4, but you know, knowing history, you know. Everybody wants to know the I'm going to say it like this. I game on all platforms. I enjoy all platforms. There is no one platform in this gaming industry.
There you go.
Right.
There you go. So that's the group of soldiers. We're going to get started with the topic of the day. And the topic is the PlayStation Tokyo Game Show. You know what I'm saying? Jabari, give us your because you're a PlayStation dude. Give us your perspective of how that went with you, man.
Hey,
let us know.
Yeah, Sony had their TGS show conference, and it was type late, in the morning. It was like 2 o'clock in the morning for us, and our brother was a little tired, but Sony, they put some powder in their hands, and they slapped me with greatness. So I automatically just woke up. I said,
"Oh my goodness, he got him clicking. Let's go." Talk that talk. So let's go.
Yeah, man. I was real excited. I was real happy because I was a little let down with the whole Vita not being announced on E3 and Gamescom, because I personally, I love the Vita. But Sony, they came out strong. They came out saying, we're going to show 44 games. And from the back, they just showed Vita game after Vita game after Vita game after Vita. I was like, wow. So I held my Vita up in the air. I was like, yes, Sony, yes.
They did have a lot of good games for that Vita.
Yeah, man.
That Vita, the games they had for that was nice.
Yeah, they had.
And I'm gonna be honest, man. I enjoyed, the Persona 5. That shocked me, man. I was, I'm gonna tell you, that hit shows hard because I love them role playing games, and that was pretty dope, man. And I enjoyed that, man. They had a few surprises that I thought was nice, man. And the Vita had a lot of content. But go ahead, Jabari. I'm sorry.
The Vita has some great content. Families starting over. Bring that over here, man. The biggest thing with a lot of these games that is just they got localized games to the Western gamers. There's people that do love Japanese games like myself. We'll love to see those games.
Nintendo and Sony both seem to have that issue. They don't think we don't want the games that are over there in the East. They seem to think we won't enjoy games that come out in the East.
Yeah.
What is the disconnect there?
We need to get on Twitter. We need to get on the Twitters. Shoo, hey, what's good, man? Send them games over. Yeah, man. As I said, there was. When they start announcing the stuff that we already saw, like the Destiny, I was like, okay, I've seen enough Destiny. That kind of was a dull moment. But then my man came out, said his little speech, bowed, and into game after game.
You talking about the dude with the wooden teeth?
Yeah.
Hey man, that dude looked like he needed to be on a boat. That was a pirate ship. Well, I'm telling you, boy.
And regardless what it is with him, man, I think he did a good job. He was humble. I think that was the first time because the last guy, I think he resigned, so he took.
Hey, Jabari.
Yeah.
You not looking forward to Destiny or what?
Oh yeah, I'm looking. I'm so excited for Destiny, but we just see that every conference. I understand that you got a good partnership with I understand the business, side of it, but as somebody that's seen it constantly, it was a little dreadful that at that time. But they came right up and picked back up, man, and they showed the games, Persona 5, Samurai Warriors Chronicles 3, the Dragon Quest Heroes. A lot of people little question on that, but I love Dragon Quest, man. Bloodborne got a date over there, so hopefully we'll get our date over here real soon. They showed the Resident Evils. The Resident Evils was pretty good. Even though Capcom did confirm that those are multi-plat. With Resident.
They ought to try to put Bloodborne on the Vita.
Yeah. Yeah, You know what's funny with Bloodborne? The guy was saying all the demos that people been playing. They said they put that on easy. It's not gonna be that easy when we get it in our hands. So I got a little excited for that, though, man. But yeah, man. Like I said, if you guys want to know what they pretty much announced, it's all over the internet right now. But it was so much, man. It was such a different pace from what the other conferences was. Less talking and more just showing the games. So yeah, I was really excited, man. Especially for that Yeez. That Yeez was coming to.
Oh, okay. Ooh. Yeah, that was pretty nice. Yeah, that was nice too, man.
And the
man. I just find it funny, man. I love trolling, and everybody butt hurt right now. I'm mad. Me personally, I'm upset because Microsoft didn't show anything right away. I'm a Microsoft dude to the core. You know what I'm saying? Like my boy Zaire says, bang bang to the death of me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's how I am. It's to the core. But I can sit here and give credit to where credit was due. That was probably the best all year I have seen conference from Sony that I have seen all year. I did not like their E3. The E3 was trash. And I didn't like the Gamescom. That was that was boring too. But this right here, what I'm saying, was nice.
What's y'all's thoughts on Project Morpheus? I heard they showed that at the Tokyo Game Show too.
Yeah, they showed Morpheus with pretty much a virtual sim of like a schoolgirl. The Japanese people, they like, they're a little perverted a little bit, but that it sells, you know what I mean? So
if anybody in this group says they wouldn't look down that shirt themselves, they're lying to themselves.
Yeah, right? For real, right? But them showing that, it was a pretty good showing for what that crowd, likes. So I thought that was pretty smart for what they showed. Here in the West, we probably thinking like, why the hell are they showing that? But in Japan, it might be a different story. So, but yeah, Project you need to get the pricing right. I'm all on that.
That's what's up. Virus, you got anything, man, that you want to add? Is he here?
Yo, I'm here.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Virus, King's Virus. Is he here? He might have some technical difficulties.
He said King's
There you
Virus.
go. I'm sorry. There you go, Virus. Let's go, bro. You got a virus, Virus?
Like I said, that's one of those games that you
Talk about it, Virus. Talk about it.
You make sure that your wife don't catch you in the room playing that game,
Yo, talk to Mike. Hey, Virus, you gotta put a headset in, man. We can barely. You sound like a Wendy's drive-through, bro.
Man, I like to order soda pop.
You know what I'm saying? I was thinking about McChicken. You know what I'm saying? Spicy McChicken sandwich. You know what I'm saying? Plain with cheese. We can hear you a little bit, man. We're gonna have to roll with it, bro. Go ahead.
All right. Well, anyway, I was saying that
there you go. There you go. Now you
that was the game that you don't want your wife catching
audio setting.
Yeah, I still can't hear you like that.
Yeah, let me adjust.
Send my message.
Yeah, let me adjust him. Let me see what I can do with Virus.
I noticed that when somebody starts to talk while he's talking, it makes it happen. Yeah. So maybe if everybody be really quiet, he might.
Yeah, let him get his issue off. Go ahead, Virus.
I said, don't let your wife catch you playing that game. That's Summer Lessons. That's one of those games that you hide and turn the lights off, play it late at night.
What game is that?
That's Summer Lessons, that Morpheus game.
Oh yeah, the Morpheus game. Yeah. Oh yeah, man. I'm telling you, it was some freaky stuff going on in that game, man.
I'll tell you right now, if you try playing that PT demo with that Morpheus headset, you'll probably pee your pants.
Oh, yeah, that's probably not.
Persona 5 was a big hit for me. Even being an Xbox dude, I'm a big JRPG fan, and I'm excited to the fact that they're bringing Persona 5 over to PlayStation 4. That's another push towards me getting the PlayStation 4. Bloodborne to this day, I'm a big fan of the Dark Souls series, so Bloodborne.
Yeah, man. What game is that?
The Summer Lessons, that Morpheus game.
Oh yeah. Hey, you gonna have to talk into your. You got a headset on, Virus?
I'll tell you right now, if you try playing that, if I cut in real quick,
put a headset in, bro.
You mind if I cut in real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Go for it.
You know that Project Morpheus. There's one game I would love to see Sony bring back. Now this goes back to the early years of Sony. Did anybody ever play those that Part 1 and Part 2 of Kings of Field?
Mm-hmm.
No.
No.
You
Is
never
that a
played
PC
Kings of
game?
Field? No, it was a Sony PlayStation 1 game.
Okay. No, I ain't played that game.
Basically, it's a lot like what the Oblivious series was, except it was on PlayStation original, PS1, and it was a first-person, magic sword shield. I would love to see them bring that series back and make it a game for Project Morpheus. That would be like epic.
Right. Yeah. I think so too, man. Anybody got anything else they want to chime in on this topic, man, about the PlayStation 4 thing? Because we're gonna keep it moving.
I wish Sly Cooper would
Didn't
come
they
back,
announce a
man.
bunch of new themes and stuff like that? Some kind of special themes for the PS4?
I think then they finally got I can't think about it. I went blank.
Oh, yeah,
What they finally got
Dynamic themes, right?
yeah.
Dynamic themes and the static themes is coming to PS4.
Static things, yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
Which is huge, man, because, as I said, I love my PS4, but I get tired sometimes looking at that blue wave all day. So, I can switch it up a little bit, like
You'll be able to,
Hey, y'all know
be able to do something
who
different with that.
right? You're 1819, Miss K?
I know
Y'all
Miss
can
K.
hear me?
That's my girl.
Did you ever see the video where she said this is what my PS4 thing would be? It's like a rap theme and everything.
Yeah.
I thought that was badass.
Shout out to Miss K. You know what I'm saying? That's my cat.
I'm surprised Miss K ain't here, man.
Yeah, Miss K, she probably here. She probably watch it later or something. She cool. All right, Virus. What else we got, man? What other topics? If we can hear you.
Yeah.
This
Can you hear me?
We can. You got to put a mic in. You got a mic in, or are you talking straight through the speaker?
I got a mic in.
Oh, okay. I mean your headset. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is the next order of business should be the API.
Okay, let's get into it then.
Mantle and kind of how Microsoft pulled kind of a dick move with
I really can't hear him, though.
Yeah, I can't either. I'm sorry.
We can barely. You was talking Chris just a minute ago, bro.
Funny thing, he's coming through on the stream though. But
Yeah, I can't hear him either on the.
Let me go back there.
Well, I'm gonna turn my mic off.
Yeah.
How far away is your mic from your mouth?
Is my pictures a widescreen on y'all screen, or is it just like a circle?
It's just a circle.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right.
I'm
Okay,
seeing
there
a
we go.
black widescreen.
Try it again, Virus, because we need you. We need to hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
All right. Because the same thing with me.
You just gotta translate what he's saying.
Yeah.
Wendy's. Anyway, so we're gonna get into the API section. The API
Virus
for,
is causing a virus.
What I do.
We still going to be.
Let him talk. Let him talk, y'all. I can hear him. Go ahead, Virus.
Okay, so we're going to get into Windows, DirectX 12, and then we're going to talk about Mantle as well, and kind of how Microsoft pulled a dick move by not letting AMD in on the fact that, they were developing with DirectX 12, because that's the whole reason that AMD developed Mantle in the first place, is because they had no idea that, DirectX 12 was coming, that there was going to be a new API coming out. So I think we should get on that.
So you're talking about how Microsoft, if everybody couldn't hear him, he was talking about how Microsoft had played AMD by pulling a move with Mantle, where they had them go a year ahead of time and go ahead and create Mantle, knowing that they was going to create DirectX 12. If they would have, known that DirectX 12 was coming out, I don't think AMD would have made the Mantle and everything like that. Is that right, Virus? That's what you're saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, so let's talk about it. Let's start off with Nate. Nate, what you feel about that, man?
Well, here's my thoughts on it. First off, I don't think it really makes a damn what Microsoft does as far as DirectX 12, because I think if AMD's smart, they will stop trying to make Mantle be a Windows product and start concentrating on making it be for Linux. Because whether Microsoft wants to admit it or not, their days are numbered as an operating system for gaming. Linux is starting to really start taking hold. And quite frankly, if I could be able to use Mantle on Linux and play every game I want to play on Linux without having to deal with the Microsoft issues and their shitty customer support and their crappy operating system, I'd be on Linux every day on Windows. So, AMD, all they got to do is just start putting that freaking Mantle together as a Linux API, and as soon as they get that down and it's bug-free, Microsoft's going to end up learning that they're not as popular as they think they are. In fact, I think most publishers really, in all honesty, can't stand Microsoft, and they're just waiting for somebody to give them that clear alternative to get the hell out of Dodge.
Got you. Wow, that's a lot. That was a fistful. Talk that talk. My goodness.
I'm not talking about it.
You talking, man. Boy, that was a fistful right there, man. You know what I'm saying? And some snacks.
I talk.
Right.
Go ahead, Keys, man. You can go in there, man.
Well, from the technical perspective and from the industry perspective, anybody talking about Linux being a platform of choice is not correct, man. By being open platform, in and of itself, that sets it back, because most of your hackers and most of your modders and stuff like that are going to have a field day with that platform. That's what they're using now. But for what the thing about Microsoft and Mantle, the DirectX 12 is not going to conflict with Mantle. It's going to work with Mantle in order to make the games and make things happen. Matter of fact, I listened to a guy from Microsoft today on YouTube from the Build Conference earlier this year, and he was talking about how DirectX 12 is more or less scalable, where it mainly is going to function as for performance on the hardware, as opposed to building all these API. It can be simple for the developer to do API scaling and all this stuff, where if they wanted to use DirectX instead of Mantle, they could, but they got it to where it's mainly they just want to get all the performance out the hardware and allow Mantle and Unity and these other platforms to do what they do. But I mean, I think what they're also doing, as far as what Microsoft is doing, they're trying to more or less become an all-in-one. They realize that Windows as an OS is not going to be in the future. That's why they're trying to promote cloud and the Azure platform more. Okay. And you're probably going to see Microsoft practically give away Windows with its platform, and then just focus on the back end a lot more as far as services. So that's probably what you're going to see, more than likely.
So let me ask you a question. Why do you say that you don't see Linux as a platform of choice? Have you ever tried out Linux?
Yeah, I tried it out, and Linux is not. It's too many. First of all, it's the same problem that plague Android, and the people they say, oh, Android is too fractured. It's too this, too that. I mean, you got hundreds of distros of Linux out there.
Oh, that's fine. But there's one main Linux that a lot of people go to. That's called Ubuntu.
Well, you can say that about 2 or 3. You got Linux Mint. You got Ubuntu. You got Kubuntu. You got Ubuntu. I mean, it's a lot out there. So it's a matter of finding out what platform that you want to use first. Because you can't present a whole lot of OSs to people and say, here you go, just use it and it'll work. It's too fragmented for the consumer.
Let me give you one side here.
Good.
Okay, go ahead.
The laptop I got in the truck, it's a piece of crap Turon dual-core processor. It's got 4 gigs of RAM. It's Turon AMD dual-core. It's very low power. Got a 4250 AMD graphics card in it. Barely play Counter-Strike at 25 frames a second.
Right.
Here's the thing. That computer
You breaking up, Nate. You gotta talk into your mic.
That computer, whenever my mom got that computer, it's direct.
Nate, you breaking up real bad, Nate.
Test.
There you go.
Anyway, my mom's computer on Windows runs like absolute ass on any Windows, even the one that But as soon as I put that thing on Ubuntu 14.03, it ran like a champ. It could play any game I want to play on it up to a certain point, like Counter-Strike, Half-Life, Minecraft, and it runs at about 25 to 30 frames a second.
I understand.
Yeah.
I think the problem that you're having is you're knowledgeable about Linux, and if you're going to come out with a product for Linux, it has to be standardized in order for it to catch on. And that's the problem.
Linux have driver problems.
Yeah, it has driver problems, and also it has a perception problem as well. You're not going to really get people, consumers, really to catch on and just take on an operating system that can be, just fragmented.
It sound like y'all talking through like a Nate, especially Nate. You sound very far away, bro. I don't know if you can talk into your mic, if you got a headset on or something.
Go to your audio settings.
It gotta be might be your audio settings or something. But you sound like, you know what I'm saying, you're in a trash can. You just sitting here rumbling, man. It sounds awful. But yeah, let's move on. Virus, what other topics you got, bro?
Wait a minute.
Yeah, one real quick thing about the whole Windows thing. I feel like Microsoft, is not gonna open up to other operating systems that they're meant to, because they're trying to be like Apple kind of,
right?
Have one central OS where it can talk to each device. As you can see,
there you go, Xbox.
Yeah, right.
But Xbox One from the jump, Microsoft wanted to push Windows on that device.
Exactly.
That's gonna open up more people to Windows. Like, hey, Windows is on this? Oh wow, Windows is cool. Oh, you can do all this stuff? And that's gonna open up more people to the other devices. So I doubt that it would open up to other mansions and operating systems where it won't come.
Hey, Nate, you might have to log off and log back in, bro, because you sound
What about Apple?
Yeah. What's the thing about
iOS?
Well, the thing about let me piggyback on what Jabbar just said, man. You were right on that point, and also you gotta look at it. That's the problem that the Steam boxes have. You know what I'm saying? Even though they do have that Linux operating system, they're leaving it up to hardware to makers to make their hardware to try to save money and try to go on the cheap, but it's kind of backfiring because you can't give the consumer too many choices.
Yeah.
Test 1 2 3. How do I sound now?
There you go.
Yeah, you sound good.
You sound good, man.
Hey, Virus, you might need to do the same thing, bro.
Yeah.
Come on, I'll be right back.
Yeah, you don't really want too much confusion between the customers.
Right. That's the only thing.
Well, why they don't
If we're
support
talking
iOS?
about Steam Box, yeah, I totally 100% agree. That's it's just a clusterfuck.
Right, and that's the same as the operating system of Linux, man. I mean, you have to if Linux is going to do anything, it has to streamline itself. They have to get behind one platform and really put its effort behind that one platform to make it successful.
Linux is meant to be free. It's meant to be open source. You know, and one thing you can do is you can look at Linux like this. Just like you can go to an Apple store, buy iPhone of any color, your choice, and stuff like that. Well, if you don't want one type of Linux, you can have a different type of Linux. And it's not as hard to get into as much to make it out as some I think. It's actually fairly easy.
Well, I mean, it might be easy, but I'm just saying for people that don't have the technical expertise or don't have the desire to, like you know what I'm saying, the experience that you may have or I may have or whatnot, people want an easy choice. You know, they don't want to necessarily, you know, have to go fishing out operating systems and stuff for, you know, with Linux.
Right. Hey, I'm still gonna sit here and drink coffee, okay?
I mean,
where you at in a diner?
For consoles as well, you know, for the convenience factor, you don't really want.
Right, and that's what Microsoft is trying to do as far as Windows 9 too, which we can probably talk about once the virus gets back, or if y'all want to go that route.
Don't you wish Microsoft would come out with a specific operating system? I said, don't you wish Microsoft would come out with a gaming-specific operating system that's centralized around gaming, just like how they did for the Xbox One, but for PC?
Well, that's what they try. See, the thing is, that's the thing with Microsoft. What they're trying to do is they're trying to kind of pull an Apple and kind of make their operating system work for Xbox One and Windows Phone and Windows. So that's the whole deal about Threshold, which is Windows 9, which is the next operating system. What they're going to do is they're basically going to, this is what I'm hearing from Microsoft. They're going to basically make the operating system free for devices 9 inches or 9-inch screens and below, and then kind of, you know, make the operating system cheap for the, you know, desktops and stuff like that. But what it's going to do, they're trying to homogenize the kernel between the Xbox One, the Windows Phone, and the Windows the desktop, to where if a developer creates a game on Windows 9 or the desktop, it'll automatically work on the Xbox One and the Windows Phone, and they'll make the adjustments in the cloud. Right? So
well, if that's the case, I need to bring Master Chief Edition.
So I can bear Nate, you scratching up, man. I don't know if it's where you
got
at.
that window open.
Yeah, you can sound. Where you at? There you go. Hey, Virus, you in here? Let me make sure you okay, bro.
How do I sound now?
You sound better.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. So, okay, let's move on, everybody. What other topics you got, Virus?
Man. Let me go back to the drawing board here. We're gonna bring up one of the things I was gonna bring up is how it assessment of everything along with Sony and Microsoft. And
I can barely hear you, man. This is killing us right now, man. Wow, this is killing us.
Are we on that 720p, which is 1080p, 60 frames a second?
Yeah, is that what you're talking about, Virus? I can barely hear Virus.
I wanted to give a moment to get everybody to focus on the fact that we need to get all these journalists and everybody away from talking about 1080p and 60 frames per second. Whatever happened to games talking about features?
Yeah. We can barely hear you. I heard a little bit of what he said. You said 1080p versus 1080p frames. We sitting here talking about that. Whatever happened to gamers talking about games and not resolution? Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so I want to make sure. Okay, so let's get into it. I'm gonna open it up like this: is 720p versus 1080p? Is there a difference? Should gamers be focused on resolution rather than good gameplay and good decent graphics? Y'all go ahead and chop it up. Let's see what Nate did a good thing on there. Set it off, Nate.
Well, here's the deal. My whole point of my videos I did a couple weeks ago Am I coming through good?
You coming through okay, man. You sound horrible. I'm gonna have to start with somebody else.
Slow. Maybe it's I'm overpowering the mic.
Okay.
Anyway, here's the deal. I think that gamers need to demand developers to stop concentrating on resolution and concentrate on frames per second. Plain and simple. 60 frames a second should be the standard. Wherever the resolution falls is where it falls. Because if you're playing at 60 frames a second, you're not going to care about that little bit extra pixels.
Yeah, I couldn't even hear none of that, man. Go ahead, King, man.
I heard you were seeing for live stream.
Yeah.
This is awful. All right, you know what they said we're using the PSN live stream.
Oh man.
No, B Diddy, I got that joke first.
B Diddy 2K. Shout out to you, bro.
Hey.
You breaking up bad, bro.
I can hear him. He's like a robot, though.
I'm sorry, Jabari. Go ahead and chime in on that, Jabari.
Yeah, my whole thing on the resolution thing, and hear me out because I am mixed bag with the whole resolution thing. I want 1080p in my games. You know, I feel like I'm in a different generation of gaming where we wasn't getting that last gen, and we need something to offer to the gamers that's new, and I want high fidelity visuals in my games when I play. That being said, I'm not going to disregard frame rate as well. I will, in any game, I would prefer 60 frames per second because it looks smoother, the games run smoother, things like that. But if a game is in 30 and it's also giving me 1080p, I don't really mind that as well. You know what I mean? Even as much as, you know, I go into Facebook groups and I get on people sometimes about 720p. If a game is 720p, it's fun. That's fine. That's fine and dandy. But a lot of these games that are in 720p, people was telling me that they don't want it in 1080. You know, so if you can get the same type of gameplay in 1080 visuals, right. I don't know what's the point of arguing that. Your visuals look better, your textures look sharper, the image looks sharper. Why wouldn't you want your games with the gameplay with high fidelity visuals? That's my whole thing.
Good point.
As I said, like, you know, I'm a mixed bag with it because, you know, there's certain games, you know, some games is in 1080, and that's the reason why you can't get to 60. Like, for example, Driveclub, they went for the whole graphic and high fidelity, you know, million trees and all that stuff. Where they sacrifice and they put that into the resolution and the graphic instead of the frame rate. You know, some people argue about that. They want that in 60. I can see the argument, but me personally, I like the 1080, man. As I said, like, go back to a PS3 or Xbox game and then play a Xbox One or a PS4 game and see the big difference. You know what I mean? You're going to see the difference. People telling me, oh, we don't see difference. We don't see this. No, you're lying. You're going to see the difference. Because exactly with the whole last generation. The last generation is called the HD era. Once you got that HDMI cord and you got that flat screen TV, you hook that HDMI cord into that flat screen TV. So you can get that crisper visuals and image in your games. You didn't leave that little, what's that cord called? The SD. You didn't leave that. A lot of people keep telling me, oh, we don't care about resolution. You're lying. Because last generation, you did exactly what I just told you.
Right.
The reason why my point, because you cared about resolution.
My point on the resolution thing is just simple. It shouldn't be a focal point. I mean, I don't knock those that want like 1080p and everything like that. With the TVs and the technology that we have and everything in our gaming consoles with the upscalers and everything like that, you really can't tell the difference right now. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if it's coming out and it's gonna automatically upscale to the resolution of your TV. So I'm just saying, like, it's not that. Should not be a focal point of what it is.
Unless you're on PC.
You know what I'm saying? And I mean, right now, it shouldn't be a focal point. Like major.
Yeah.
let me finish my thought. I'm talking my talk. I just feel like, I think people don't went crazy with it and went a little love overboard with it. You know what I'm saying? Where, that's the whole standard, and it has to be. And it's suffer, it's I see gameplay suffering, especially on the PlayStation games. A lot of it is suffering because it's hitting 1080p. And I think the games would have been a lot better, and it would have had a lot more activity in the game if they would have went with just a lesser resolution to get more into the game and more out of the game and better gameplay. I'm big on frames per second than I am on resolution. Right. So I look more at that. I look more at frames per second more than I do resolution. And if the frames per second, I don't care how pretty the game looks. You know what I'm saying? If that frame's dropping and going up and down, that's a bad experience, bro. You're gonna be teed off. Exactly. Looking at a pretty game and you can't get the goodness out of it. You know what I'm saying? Right. And that's my point. I just think a lot of people went love overboard with it. You know what I'm saying? And it's doing all this little crazy stuff, and it's a little too much where they forgetting about what makes the game run. You know what I'm saying? You can have a pretty car, but if the engine ain't in that bad, baby, you know what I'm saying? It ain't going nowhere. It's just gonna sit there, and you're gonna be looking at that bad boy. I remember when my car broke down. I'm gonna give you this, and I'll let you talk. My car broke down, right? I just put brand new tires on that bad boy, waxed it, had that bad boy shining, and my car died on it. This dude walked up on me. He was like, "It treats you just like a woman, don't it?" You know what I'm saying? Don't work when it want to work. I was mad. And I don't want to be that way with my games, man. I don't want my games frustrated. You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to play it when I want to play it and have a good time playing it. But if it can hit it, it can hit it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm happy with it. But if it can't, I'm not gonna cry about it long. It's a good game and I'm having fun with it.
Right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
I'll tell you why it's a focal point for a lot of gamers right now. It's called 8 years of being jealous of PC gamers. Even though they said that PC gamers were irrelevant the whole time, they were wishing they had 1080p 60 frames a second. And whenever they got this new generation and they find out that it's not going to be the standard, they're pissed.
Nate, I know you saying some good stuff, bro, but we can barely hear you, bro.
I
don't know if it's your mic. You might want to put your gaming headset that you have on your truck on, man, that you be talking out of. That might work better.
That's what it started off on.
You said game. Yeah. Well, I want to rebuttal about Showstopper real quick.
Go ahead, bro.
I got to talk.
Go ahead, talk your talk. Let's go.
Showstopper said something that had me feeling some type of way.
Okay,
this is coming from a guy that games on the PS4, PS3, PS Vita a lot.
Hold on, Nate. Go ahead.
I'm playing. I see a lot of people saying gameplay is being sacrificed a lot because of 1080p. Where in my case, I'm not getting the same thing that you're saying. I'm playing a lot of games that's in 1080, and to me the gameplay runs good. A lot of people come and say, "Oh, but the frames on PlayStation 4 is bad and all that stuff." Well, I'm sitting here playing the game. I'm not noticing no frame drops. I'm not noticing those stuff. I'm in a smooth experience over here in them 1080p's. But
So let me ask you this, Jaboy, before you go in there.
On the PS3.
Killzone, you play Killzone, right?
Oh yeah, love Killzone.
Okay, now you telling me the frames did not drop?
No.
You didn't feel those jutters?
Killzone,
man, everybody done came out, man, and said it.
No, on my grandmother's dead grave. I kid you not, I experienced no frame stutter. Well, I mean,
you couldn't tell the resolution drop.
This is my
Go ahead, get your issue off, bro.
With like certain games, sometimes you get logged out of the server. But as far as frame drops and stuff, you're not getting on Killzone. You know what I'm saying? I play Killzone a lot. I play the multiplayer, I play the single player. I play it a lot. I don't get frame rates drops and stuff like that. But yeah, as I said, man, The gameplay is not being sacrificed over here, man. We living good over here in the we living good, man. I'm telling you. Listen, you know why?
Hey, Jaboy, man, you don't win full hoof on this, man. I'm telling you.
I'm about to wheel it in. I'm about to wheel it in. We gonna wheel it in.
Please bring us back home, boy. I'm telling you.
I'm about to wheel it in right here. You know why I know a lot of Xbox fans, you know, they care about 1080p? Because when you talk about that stuff, they're further going to tell you, oh, we don't care, we want the gameplay, we want this and that. But right after that conversation, they say, oh, but Direct 12 is coming, we're going to get 1080p. You know, if you don't care about why you caring about Direct 12, you know what I mean? If you don't care about it. So you really do care about this. This is the whole thing I'm trying to tell people. You care about the stuff that you say you don't care about, but you don't notice that you care about it.
I feel what you're saying. I mean, my point. This is just my opinion. My point on the matter. You know, I just feel like, you know, I just think people went too crazy. Now you should be able to see how crazy a lot of Sony dudes run around here, man. You know, 1080p. You know, and it's just, I just think that just went a little too extreme. You know, and that's just my point on it. You know, but yeah. You know, everybody entitled to their opinion, and I can respect yours. But go ahead. Anybody else want to chime in?
Yeah, let me chime in.
Killzone, you was playing you.
Let me chime.
That's why I chime in with Killzone. As I said, you know what? I'll do a live stream of Killzone, man. I tell you, I don't get it.
Let me chime in this point.
Go ahead, Kings, man.
I got one game I want to bring up to kind of quell all this 1080p.
Okay.
Thing. You remember the Spider-Man game that came out on PS4 and Xbox One?
Yep.
Bingo. That game was 1080p.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was probably 30 frames per second. I don't know, maybe 60. But that game looked like trash, hot trash.
It do.
With all this 1080p glory, man. What people get mixed up in with 1080p is, all 1080p is basically making your window clearer to see what's going through it, man. You know what I'm saying? The textures and all the you know, the jaggies and all that, and anti-alias and all that, the smoothness that goes with the graphics processor. It's not really necessarily with the 1080p. You know what I'm saying? So for me, myself, I would much rather have 60 frames than 1080p. I can deal with the upscaling, you know what I'm saying? Because I know the 1080p, all it does is just basically makes the screen clearer, makes the window clearer for me to see what you try to present to me as far as with the game and the graphics and stuff.
My whole thing with upscaling is upscaling from what? Because upscaling from 720p to 1080, you're going to get a lot of, you know, artificial imaging in that. That's too much work that the system is doing.
But most of your games,
it might not even look that good.
But you know, most of the Xbox games with the launch games, only probably one or two came like upscale from like 792. It's like most of them came from like 900p and up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, the first launch game really that people don't even talk about is Forza. That was full on 1080p.
Talk, King.
But don't nobody say nothing about that. But everybody say so about everything else and Rise and everything else, you know. But my thing is this, man. I mean, I don't mind, you know, 1080p in the game and everything. It's lovely, you know, and everything like that. But last generation, we weren't even talking about this.
No.
You know what I'm saying? And all of a sudden,
gameplay.
You know, it was all about gameplay. It was all about gameplay and how the graphics looked on the screen. You know what I'm saying? And we wasn't really noticing 1080p or 720p. We were just saying it's HD. It's HD graphics. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, I can start a flame war here so bad too. That's crazy. But they not them indies.
Not those
games that's purely about gameplay. Well, you know what? We're not gonna talk about that yet.
We ain't gonna talk about that.
We ain't gonna talk about that.
Hey, it's all good though. But that's all I'm saying. Man. That's
I hear what you're saying.
What you got, Tragic?
I'm 50-50.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, coming from a PC perspective, all right, just playing it on PC. If you want to know about frame rate, you should go on PC. You know, if you want to talk about like customize your settings and trying to compare with other people and stuff like that, you shouldn't worry about that on console because you can't control that. Developers can control that. So all this little console
Mm.
about who got 1080p, got
Nice
900p.
point. Nice point.
They even
That's
worried
true.
about that. PC is what people worry about if they got their frame going up and down. So yeah,
That's
Hey,
true.
hey, slow that down, because I don't think they heard you, man. You said on PC, right? Now I gotta hear this. I gotta hear this. I'm like, hold it up. I need
all right.
to hear this. You
Okay,
said on
when you play on,
PC, because I got some PC dudes, man, that attack me like, I ain't gonna say his name, but the dreadhead dude with glasses that I got people that attack me, and so you telling me you can control your frame rate on PC and consoles that can't control their frame rate? That's up to the developer. Man, talk that talk.
I'll get.
Hey, show. I'm just letting you know here on the PS4 where greatness happens.
That's bodying right there. Let's go.
It's talking, man. It's talking.
Listen.
Man. Go ahead. Finish your speech. Talk that talk, Tragic. Let's go. That's what you called us.
okay, I just accidentally clicked the exit button. My bad. But what happened is, what I'm trying to say is like when you're on PC and you got your game settings all the way up to high, if the frames drop, you drop down the resolution first. And after the resolution, you drop down the anti-aliasing and all that to make it look consoleized, right?
Right.
Well, all these games are optimized for your console, so you ain't got no control of that. So if they want to make the game 30 frames per second, you can't complain about that as long as you got good gameplay or how the game is. If you're mad about the game, take it back. Sell it, give it to somebody else.
Right.
But on
That's good
PC,
stuff.
you got control of that.
That's some good information right there, bro. That's real talk right there.
So the console wars are stupid anyway from the beginning. It's what the console got. Which console got the most games? Ever since the Sega Genesis days and all that, it's like which console had the most games. I played on the Nintendo 64 more than I played on the Sega Genesis. I only played Sonic on the Genesis. And PlayStation 1, I only played Spyro and Marvel vs. Capcom, and that's it. And then Dreamcast, I only played fighting games. Nintendo 64, I played all my first-person shooters and all other kind of games.
Yeah.
That's how it was all about back then.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
true.
just about the games, man. It's about the games, bro.
With a PC, you will expect that you can, customize your settings and things like that because you can customize your hardware.
That's true too.
A certain resolution or a certain frame rate where you can buy the best hardware if you want for your PC.
All right. Now, I got a topic that I want to talk about that, hopefully Jabari can debunk this. The visual downgrade with Driveclub.
Uh-oh.
We gonna talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
Talk about it.
We gonna talk. First of all, let's break this down. Let's break this down real quick.
Talk
I think
about
it's a
it.
good deal that they did
That's
that.
why I love. I like podcasting like this. The presentation can be televised.
Uh-oh. The revolution, baby.
Let's go.
A lot of people. You know what? The internet is funny, man. Because the internet is such a vast source of information. But sometimes people are just set in one little thing that come out. They think that's fact. Dude tagging me up and they say, "Hey, look at Driveclub downgrade." And I'm like, okay. I posted about good 10 articles and previews about people, beta testing and screenshots and actual gameplay. But nobody want to look at that. It goes against.
You know what? I'm gonna tell you this. I seen beta. They got it on YouTube. People uploaded their footage of the beta of them test driving it and everything like that. So I have seen it. But go ahead, bro.
The game looks good. The game looks very good. A lot of people that are playing the beta, which I'm a little jealous because I'm not in it. They're saying the same thing. It's like the gameplay, the driving mechanics is on spot on. If you guys see I can post the articles if you guys want to read that.
Okay.
Let's go down the Xbox lane real quick.
Racing game is fun.
Let's say there's a downgrade, right?
They say like Forza Horizon original from Xbox.
I'm mad. Virus can't talk, man. This is bodying, man.
A lot of people getting upset for a game they're not going to buy, which is in a beta. You know what I mean? Like, yo, I just don't understand it. You know, I mean, when Titanfall beta came out, everybody like, no, no, it's not the final game. It doesn't look like that. It doesn't look like that. Here you got it's on the Sony game. You guys is it's downgrade, quick downgrade, quick downgrade. When you don't want to look at the other articles and the other videos that people actually
right.
But that's my whole thing.
I'm gonna say this. I watched the beta. The game to me, it feels like Need for Speed. This is just my opinion on it. You know, it feels like Need for Speed minus the cops. Not to say that that's a bad thing. I mean, Need for Speed is a good game. You know, but I was looking. I think I was looking because they pushed it back so far. You know, it's supposed to have been a launch title, and they're supposed to have been doing a whole lot with this game. And this is probably why they're getting the bashing that they're getting from what you say us Xbox. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's getting the bashing because this supposed to came out at launch and compete with Forza 5, and it's consistently getting pushed back, you know, and it don't look like they did anything major to it, you know, and then when the game launched, they sit there telling us that it's not going to be launched with the weather, that's going to come with some, I guess, DLC or something, you know, and people have an issue with that, man, especially when you have this much time, and this thing been announced since E3 13. You know, and that was a long time to be working on this game, and only thing you showing us is this, and it's missing a whole lot of stuff like cars and stuff like that.
I mean, I don't.
That's unacceptable, bro.
I see. As I said, I don't like when people make points like that. I don't knock those points. I just go at the points where people saying it's a downgrade, but then you have other visual evidence showing that it's not. But as far as the other stuff, I mean, as I said, I would never disregard somebody's opinion on what they want out of the game. You know, that's totally fine on people saying that stuff. You know, because the stuff that you're saying is true. But that's one of the reasons. But you know what? The game is being offered for free. But if anybody, say like you're not too sure on it, you pretty much have a good chunk of the game that you don't have to pay for anything. You know, you can try it out, and then you can upgrade.
That's a good thing. That's a decent little thing.
But I do agree with it. I do agree that, you know what I'm saying, like, I would love more cars. You know, I would love, you know, the weather to be there on time and things like that. But like I said, like, at the end of the day, I can either go in as no risk, or I can buy a full game. You know what I mean? But
Right.
But you know, I'm a pony, so I'm buying it.
That's bad, but don't play it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, he pony to the core. I'm Xbox to the strong.
Extra strong over here, baby. Extra strong over here.
That's what's up. But anybody else want to chime in on it?
All right. Talking about betas, right?
Yeah, we talking about the Driveclub. Is it a downgrade?
All right, I'm comparing with Warface, right? I don't know if they had like they had a little trailer on the Xbox 360. We were talking about how Warface is gonna look. When I looked at the beta, it did look a little bit different, like it was downgraded about slightly or something like that, because that was actually CGMI, whatever you want to call it. Little trailers, like, you know, little cutscenes. CGI.
Yeah, CGI.
And basically, when I played the game on the beta, it was good. It was like the connection was good. We got disconnected every time from time. And then when the game actually came out and all the people got on there, it started crashing and stuff. And the game wasn't good. And the hit protection was sucking and everything was sucking. So that's they were trying to say they were trying to have a better experience on the beta. And then when it comes out, they say, oh yeah, it's gonna look like that. That's probably why they don't understand how betas work. They update as they come out. 'Cause like if it comes out and it crashes online, they got to update more.
Right.
That's probably what it is.
Yeah, especially if it's free to play. That's
Like Watch Dogs.
Yeah, it's kind of like early access in that sense.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like they updated Watch Dogs graphics. I think. I don't know if they did it on consoles.
No, they do on console. I think they did on PC. I think they hacked it on PC or somehow.
Yeah, they found a file that was from the
E3 build.
Yeah.
They got the E3 build or something like that.
Yeah, they found it and hacked it joint.
Right. Man. Okay. Anybody else?
Yeah.
You pretty much You pretty much said my piece on the show, bro. I'm with you on that.
Yeah, I just find that I just don't,
Yeah.
I don't understand that, I
Yeah.
mean, we hold Microsoft to such a high standard,
Exactly.
and everybody, the whole gaming industry hold Microsoft to a high standard, and
Right.
they let stuff like that get away, and that's just
Oh
unacceptable.
yeah, I mean, I agree, but
You know what I'm saying?
taking the pedigree that Evolution has, they make pretty good driving games. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I seen some good things in the game, but I just was, I just think they had too long to work on this game
Yeah.
for them to put it out
they
like
saying
that.
that the issue for the game was the menu, the dynamic menu that they had in the game, which is
Right.
kind of crazy.
Now I seen the dynamic weather. That looks slick.
Yeah.
Well, when it comes, it's gonna be nice, and if that's gonna be it, I mean, I don't know. I'm iffy now, man, with them and working on stuff. So
Nah, they
my
said
trust in
more
Sony right
cars
now has
coming.
been kind of broken, man.
They say more cars come. Hey, this is why I tell people, man, yo, you gotta experience this PS4. You gotta experience greatness, man. But once you,
I don't know.
We already got the everybody one homeboy.
Nope.
It's already, baby.
once you experience greatness,
I already got greatness, man. I'm telling you, y'all still waiting.
you're not looking
We
back.
already great over here.
I tell you, man.
ain't
Xbox,
gonna lie.
Nah, we all good.
I ain't gonna lie.
It's all good.
I ain't gonna
Yeah,
lie. I'm
that's
getting
what's
an
up,
Xbox
man.
One this
That's what's
Christmas.
up.
So
Oh, okay, that's what's up.
That's up, yeah.
I mean, this year, I
that's the
think
only
this
reason
year,
I'll probably get it this year.
next year, I probably wind up getting it, man. Because they got some good stuff coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
People got
I'm
some heat
excited
rock.
about. You know what I'm saying? Next year, but this year, man, this is just I ain't messing with Sony right now.
Hey, I got a video coming, man. Going to debunk a lot of things, telling y'all the game is coming for PS4.
Yeah, hey, if it's any Sony dudes watching right now, go to my man Jabari. If you Xbox dude, go to Jabari's channel. Get your channel out, Jabari.
Oh, channel J Bar, simple. Keep it simple right there.
J-A-Y and Bari. There you go.
J Bari. You don't see the Joker face because
See the Joker
that's how
face.
I do.
Check him out. Check him out. And check out my man Kingsman 2K, man, too, man. He got a nice channel, and Tragic got a nice channel as well. Y'all shout y'all channels out, man.
Good.
Yeah. So this your boy Kingsman 2KI, ladies and gentlemen, man. Just come check me out. It's Kingsman 2K at YouTube. Got some informational stuff, man. We just trying to debunk all the propaganda and lies about the Xbox, man, and just even if you play on PlayStation, hey, you welcome as well. So stay tuned. Stay tuned and be good.
Go ahead,
Hey, man.
Tragic.
Just Tragic Reels. You can go ahead and check my channel if you want. Have it on another tab. It's just showing like gameplays I play. Yeah, I got a 360, but I'm also on PC, so I play like Halo 1. My PC sucks, but I am gonna buy PC parts and beat me a new PC so I can do more stuff in Xbox One. So yeah.
There you go. There you go. Virus. Nate don't left on us. Nate left, and Virus. We're gonna have to get Virus together because I'm telling y'all, man, this is a smart dude. He got a lot to say. I'm just upset he didn't get a chance to chime in. But
Come on, Nathan.
Virus have a lot to say, man. He's nice, y'all. I mean, I wish I could have
Invite him
heard him.
back.
But when I do it again, we're gonna I'll probably hold the same cast. Y'all want to do this again?
Oh
Yep.
yeah, I'm with it, man.
Absolutely.
Y'all with it?
I'm
Everybody with
down,
it?
baby.
Yeah.
We can do this again and then do a re-up of it, man, and just different topics and everything like that. But everybody, I thank everybody for coming out, man. We had a good time. 30 people, it's like 35 up to 35 people coming out and rocking out with your boy's show. I appreciate the love. And we just having so many technical difficulties. I just want to shorten it today, but
That Google Plus
within
sucking right
an
now.
hour, this Google Plus is trash.
I'm telling you, man.
But we had a good time, man, and thank everybody for coming out, man. And sub to these
Working for
guys,
the
man.
PS2.
I'm gonna have their channels when I redo the video. So if you go back and watch it, their channels will be in the link in the description. So y'all be able to check these guys out and sub to them. And that's all I got, man. That's it. And this is your boy Showstopper. Thanks for stopping that talk. We don't have some arguments. I had to hear it. We did good today, man. That's what's up, man. And we are out of here. And you know what I'm saying? Everybody say get your outs. Say peace to everybody, and we out, man. You know, and that's all I do.
Yeah, man. PlayStation Nation shall be televised.
Play games, stay safe.
Play games, stay safe. That's what's up, man. Y'all already know. Boy, Showstopper, we out. Peace.
No death threats.